Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, the World Health Organization has released fresh suicide figures which show that one person takes his or her own life every 40 seconds somewhere in the world. That worrying data was released yesterday by the WHO Director General as the world marks Suicide Prevention Day today. The organization says suicide is now the leading cause of death among the youth aged 15 to 29, and an estimated 20% of global suicides are as a result of pesticide poisoning. In Ghana, some work is being done to prevent suicide. I have here in the studio Favor Hilda Apini Brown. She's founder and national director of Favor Foundation for Life. Favor, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I also have here in the studio the project coordinator, Joyce Odum Asari. Joyce, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so Favor, tell us a bit more about your project and about your organization. What really do you do and how is it connected to prevention of suicide?
Yeah, Favor Foundation for Life is a community, a grassroots community NGO that's basically working to prevent suicide nationwide. Okay. So what we've done over the years is to get national coordinators. So we have coordinators all over the country who do awareness creation in schools, churches, and then other community programs. Okay. Just to let people know the signs, symptoms, and then, you know, the factors to look out in a person that is suicidal. Okay. And then we try to get the person counseling. If it's beyond us, then we refer the person to the appropriate authorities. That's the psychiatric hospital.
So I take it that you have an avenue where people can actually reach out to you if they feel that they are seeing these signs. So I live with somebody, for example, and I say, I'm seeing these signs in this person. I think he's suicidal. You have an avenue where I can reach out to you and say, can you contact this person? Is that how it works?
Yes, we have phone numbers nationwide that you can just call us, and then all we need is the details of the person and where exactly. So, for instance, if you call me from Navrongo, all I need to get the details of the person and then contact the regional coordinator for Upper East Region. That is Rose, and then she will then take it from there. So if it's something that is just about counseling, a suicide ideation that the person is having, we counsel. But if it's beyond, then we get the person to the hospital, the nearest hospital. Okay,
so Joyce, let me come to you. Yesterday was the Suicide Prevention Day, is that correct? Yesterday it was. So what sort of outreach programs are you embarking upon? You've seen the figures that I went through. They don't certainly look good, but certainly something can be done about it.
Yes, on Friday we have educational program at Tema Oil Refinery for all the workers.
For all the workers? Why Tema Oil Refinery though? I mean, do they have a...
Yes. So we have mounted banners, we have brochures, we have leaflets that have information to help educate the people.
So why did you choose Tema Oil Refinery?
We chose TOR because we wanted a working environment. Because suicide is not just, when we talk of suicide, people do not look at someone getting depressed in a working environment. And this year's theme is working together. So it's about togetherness. It's about everybody being involved. It's not an isolated case. It affects each and every one of us. So yesterday we had our regional coordinators all over the country having programs in their various regions. But for Greater Accra, our concentration was TOR.
And not that you have had information that indicates that TOR, the workers of TOR have a high tendency to be suicidal.
No,
that's not what's happening. No, so what really is this supposed to be? When you get to TOR, you reach out to people, you're just going to call them and talk to them about suicide. We have leaflets that we've prepared that gives you details of what to look out for in a colleague or a friend, and then if you have suicidal ideation, who to contact and how to get help. So let's get to the specific. Tell us a bit about the signs. How do I know that I live? I mean, if you come to the newsroom, we have a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
It's not very easy to focus on one person and say, I'm studying this person to find out if they are suicidal. What are the things to look out for to identify?
There are so many things you can look out for, and it depends on how you relate to the person. First of all, you need to have some kind of knowledge already, you would see some changes in the person's behavior. Probably the person used to be close and, you know, say things frequently to you, but the person starts withdrawing.
Okay.
And then, you know, becomes very quieter. And recently what we've even noticed is that people come out to even say it.
Okay.
But we don't take them serious.
Seriously.
Someone can just go on Twitter and say, I feel like dying. And then it's like, we take it like maybe the person is probably joking. So you would have to also pay more attention to people. We need to show more care. When you care so much, you'll be able to notice the changes in people's attitudes and behavior. And emotional, we shouldn't downplay emotional. When the person says, this is how I feel, don't downplay it, or don't try to justify it with how you would have felt if you were in that situation.
And what then do you do? When someone says that, I don't know if you want to answer this, Joyce, what then do? You realize that this person has changed. Before you even get help from organizations like yours, what do you do in the first place?
I think that one thing we are lacking in this country is listening ears and observation. A lot of people don't observe each other. We are in the same office 1, 2, or 3 days. You've been very moody. You are losing interest. Your performance is coming down. You don't know what to do. You are not talking much. But we just tend to overlook all those things with time. So what we need to do is that everybody should get involved. As we are saying, everybody should have a listening ear to help all of us to achieve what we are aiming at.
It's a listening ear. When I hear, I meet so I see one of my colleagues and I think that he's withdrawn or she's withdrawn or he's saying things that shows me that he's suicidal. Apart from listening, is there something that I can do apart from calling organizations like you?
Yes, you don't have to be judgmental. And don't condemn the person. Okay. You are a Christian. Why should you even say you are suicidal? It has nothing to do with Christianity. It's an emotional problem that the person is feeling. So don't be judgmental. All you need to do at that point is to show care. Okay. Let the person know that someone is ready to listen to me. Okay. And that alone is enough. For some people, they don't need any much help. All they need to
someone to listen.
Just listen and don't judge me. Don't make me feel like, you know, I'm alone or I have committed something that, you know,
such a crime,
that no one has ever done.
Share with us the numbers for people who might need help for their friends or colleagues, and then let's share it with people so they can call in.
Yeah, FFL, our numbers are 026 55 96 722.
Okay. And then 0244 657 190.
190. Okay.
Call us anytime, any day.
So this is the Favor
Foundation. Our website is fflghana.org. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, Facebook. Okay. All you need to do is just call us wherever you are in Ghana. If you think someone close to you is suicidal, or if you are personally having emotional troubles,
you can call. So that's the number is 026 559 6722. Quite simple. 026 559 6722. And then you can also call them on 0244 657 190. So if you have any, you know, emotional issues like she's saying, or you feel that somebody is becoming suicidal but you don't know how to help, reach out to them. And you can also log on to fflghana.org. They're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram as well. So let me take your final words. As we said, we commemorate Suicide Day, hoping that people will reduce the tendency of well, either committing suicide or being suicidal or doing things that can actually push people into being suicidal. Let me start the final words from you, Joyce.
Yes, and like the team for this year, working together to prevent suicide. That is all we need from everybody, not from our organization alone, but we need everybody to come on board to help us to achieve this aim and objective that we have as an
NGO. Okay. Yes. And finally, favor from you. It must be difficult doing this. Is it?
No,
how do you get funding?
For me, it's difficult with funding, but it's been exciting because I have a personal experience with depression years back, and that's how I started this.
Okay, what made you depressed?
A relationship breakdown. Okay. Yes, got me depressed and suicidal. And our project this year actually is on schools. We want to catch them young. We want children to build the resilience to face situations in life. And we call for people to support us, reach as many schools as possible. Our target is 50 schools for this year, but we wish to get more than 50. So let's all come on board. Like Joy said, it's something that we all need to. I personally believe that if I was able to survive through whatever depression I had because I spoke to someone and got help, then everyone else can. And suicide is preventable. Mental health is treatable. So let's stop stigmatizing people who go through these things and trying to, you know, judge them, make them feel like they are, you know, not appreciating God, or they are not being appreciative of life. It is just an emotional, you know, problem.
I've just been drawn to that attention. I've just been drawn to my attention the fact that, I mean, organizations are working to get suicide decriminalized, but it is still criminal in our law books. Is this something, an area that the organization is looking at as well?
Yes. I am part of the advocacy team that we've taken a document to Parliament to repeal that law. Because in my case, when I attempted,
I think I remember your story.
Yes, you believe. They took me to one of the police stations in Ashama that this lady has attempted suicide. At the time, I didn't even know it was a crime. But I was like, this is shocking.
I'm trying to kill myself, and now you're trying to arrest me for trying to kill myself.
Unbelievable.
But so how far are you
law
with that?
we inherited from our colonies. But they have changed it. They now give help. If you are suicidal, all they do is get you out of that situation.
I mean, elsewhere, when you mention depression, it's a big deal. And they pay attention a lot to people who are depressed, and they find all kinds of solutions. So how far are we? Have you really made any progress?
It's still in Parliament, and we need everybody to help us push it. We are just pleading with the authorities that needs to work on this. Suicide is something that we need to pay so much attention to. And you can't imprison someone that is suicidal. You are just helping the person, you know, to finish what he or she started. And you are making the person worse off. Because after going to prison and then, you know, and what happens after, you know, I am suicidal because I am going through something. Just like someone who has malaria. The person has malaria. Instead of treating the person, you tell the person in prison, you haven't given any anti-malaria drug. And Mental Health Authority is pushing very hard. We are in, we have this platform that we are, all the NGOs, we are about forming GAPS, that's Ghana's Association of Suicide Prevention. And everyone is coming on board. Parliament, please pass this bill for us. Decriminalize suicide now.
Right, we'll see about decriminalizing suicide now. But imagine that you feel heavily, you know, weighed down by situations, and then you decide to take your life, and you are not successful, but then you have to face a jail term. That's quite interesting. So go to fflghana.org and support this organization. And if you have any concerns about you think you're suicidal, you think somebody close to you is suicidal, you call 026559672 or 0244657190. They are also on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook as well. You can reach them there. Favor Hilda Apini Brown is the founder and director of FFL. Joyce Odumasari is projects director. I've been doing this conversation with them. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank
you
all the best for having us. We are so grateful.